Just grab one of these taters and look at it. Looks like a nice, really nice potato. They look good. What's up, guys? Welcome out to another beautiful day. You can see over here by all the puddles, it is still a little wet and muddy. It has not dried up much. Even this is still a little soft and squishy. But they just went out. It's about 9:30. They just went out to the field to service the harvester and the crossover. Maybe I will run out there. I wasn't going to run out there because I'm getting in the. Have you ever had those times when you just can't talk? I'm about to get in the chisel plow and go start chisel plowing. So we have 900 acres that needs to be chisel plowed so we can plant wheat right after spud harvest. And spud harvest, I mean, we probably have, if we could go full on, we probably have 2 days left, maybe 2.5. So hopefully they can get going. They're gonna go service and they might get a few trucks out there and see how it goes. Hopefully they can go. But we have, like, as soon as we're done with spud harvest, we're gonna be moving into planting wheat because we have a bunch of fall wheat to plant because we have a bunch of fields that have really bad wild oats. Well, apparently fall wheat will outperform the wild oats. The wild oats will still grow, but they'll outperform them. So in the springtime, they'll still get ahead and they'll still have a good yield, even with the wild oats. So we are gonna be planting wheat. Now, next year, we are actually going to have about 2,500 acres of wheat. This year we had 1,600. So we're going up by almost 1,000 acres of wheat. And we had that 20-foot Lemken drill, the Solitaire DT, and it was great, but it just, for as many acres as we're doing, we needed to be able to go faster. So we upgraded. This is Lemken's 30-foot Solitaire DT. It is quite a bit bigger. I mean, I guess it's only 5 feet bigger on each side, longer and whatever, but it is quite large. We had it unfolded yesterday. They came and there was a bunch of stuff like from the assembly. It came directly from the assembly building and came to here. And there was a bunch of stuff that was already broken. Like this was rubbing right here. And there was like 5 or 6 hoses that they had to change, like these blue hoses. There was like 5 or 6 of these blue hoses they had to change because they were just like cut and ripped. And then there's some of these which maybe they fixed them. They were out here yesterday, but some of these row units were like bent and they weren't like the tires here and here were like almost touching. It looks like they might have fixed them because I'm pretty sure it was on this side, so those look straight now. So maybe they fixed it, but they had to come out and fix a whole bunch of stuff right off the bat. There's a flat tire. I don't know if they fixed the flat tire yet. There's one of these big tires that are kind of hard to get to, but yeah, so we have a new drill. It's already had some problems and we haven't even had it in the ground yet, but they've already come out and fixed them. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any problems because we have 900 acres to plant. Now they were telling us that we could plant 300 acres a day, or 300 acres in 12 hours with this thing. So hopefully that's the case, because if that's the case, 3 or 4 days of planting, we'd be done, which would be so awesome. Because with fall wheat, you want to get it in the ground. We're already late. Everybody else who's been doing fall wheat already has their wheat in the ground. It's already starting to come up. So we are already late, but we've never done fall wheat before, and we can't stop spud harvest to plant wheat. We don't have enough help to do it at the same time. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Hopefully we can do 300 acres a day because we got to get it in before the ground freezes so it can kind of start to come up. If the ground freezes, then I don't know. So, but yeah, it's a new venture for us. We've never done fall wheat, and we're gonna be giving it a try this year. But yeah, join me today. I'm gonna be out chisel plowing. I think I am gonna run out to the field real quick and just kind of show you guys what they all have to service every single day on the harvester and the crossover. So let's head out there real quick. Okay, we're out here in the field. Windrowers right here, harvesters right there, which I just remembered last year we named the harvester Clifford. We had a contest and we picked the best comment, so that's Clifford. We haven't named this one yet. If you have a name for this big 6-row crossover, windrower, whatever, let's give it a name. So we'll have Clifford and something else. But just out here, they're just out here servicing it. Trevor's right there in the fuel truck. We got to fuel up this tractor and that tractor every single day. Now both of these machines have tons of bearings and lots of chains, and they have to grease all the bearings and oil all the chains every single day. The harvester has more because it just has more moving parts. So let's head over to the harvester. I'm pretty sure Christopher's over here working on it. So on the harvester, there's tons of chains everywhere. Chains all over the place. Both sides. There's chains here, there's chains on the other side.
You want me to show you the big conglomerate of chains?
Yeah. Open this up. And then you can see all the chains under here goes every which direction. There you go. Yeah. Multiple different rows of chains controlling, coming off of this main drive roller, controlling all these first few rollers. And these rollers over here are controlled off that hydraulic motor up there, and they all go different winding ways. And then all those are bearings. There's bearings on the other side. Christopher's greasing the hubs up, because last thing you want is the tire to come off, which we have had. Not on this one. Our old harvester, we broke these tires off many times.
You didn't hear what happened yesterday?
No. Did you lose a tire?
This is brand new yesterday.
You had a hub go out, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fun. So apparently they do fall off. Lost a tire yesterday.
Luckily, you know, there's parts in Blackfoot, because between Spudnik and Double M is only 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of service on these machines that we have to do every day to make sure that they last. They can go a whole day without too many problems. Usually there's still a problem here or there. You might break like we had the diviner break the other day, and we've had the primary break, and things wrap up, and we've had chains break. Christopher had a shaft. I think wasn't it this shaft right here that broke? Was it a different one?
Yeah.
But it was one of these big 2-inch shafts.
It's on the other side. Well, it didn't break, actually, it bent.
Oh, so it bent. So it's one of the drive shafts that comes through between the belts, that runs the belts, and we still don't know what happened, what bent it, do we?
I do. I'll show you in a second.
So it got bent, like it got caught, bent a 2-inch shaft, and then all the chains on the other side came off, and they spent 5 or 6 hours, broke down, trying to fix it.
Right here, underneath this conglomerate of chains. So what happened was the chain that runs on that slip clutch,
okay,
is either, I'm pretty sure is that chain came off and wrapped up down there and locked up. It locked up that up there, but up there where those rollers, the tensioner rollers are, it took that whole square box, pushed it 2 inches forward where that round carrier roller is. It bent that out to a 90, and so we had to take, and up back there where the other 2 carrier rollers are, it pushed that in flat just from one of these roller chains breaking or something. But that put so much pressure on this up here, so it was this shaft right here was bent back about 20 degrees.
Dang.
We didn't know it until we put everything on here. We used all but about 4 feet of this 80 roller chain, speed chain. This one, the other 2 back there were new chain. And I went about 100 feet and everything stopped again. Well, this chain had just come off because this was so wobbly, it went off of that sprocket. I mean, when that broke back there, it took this idler right here and this piece of metal that goes through, and it stuck the teeth right against the machine, just bent it.
Huh.
So anyway,
had to straighten everything out and replace a lot of stuff.
Made 2 runs to Blackfoot because we got the wrong coupler for the gearbox up in the middle.
Yeah, they were down for about 5 or 6 hours that day. But there's a lot of maintenance on this, a lot of stuff you have to watch.
A lot of moving parts.
It is a lot of moving parts. Like,
and it's not like it's in clean conditions, you know. We're sifting dirt, sifting the potatoes out of the dirt.
yeah, they dig up probably a foot of dirt and have to shake all the dirt off in the potatoes to stay on. So yeah, everything is just caked in dirt
Right now,
constantly. And now, yeah, right now the ground's kind of wet. They're hoping they can go in about an hour. Everything's kind of wet. It's carrying a lot of dirt to the cellar. This is the definer that broke the other day, and it's rubbing on the tire. But it's so we've already shortened it so much we can't shorten it. It's supposed to go over those 2 rollers right there, like the other side. But it's so short that won't reach. So it's just kind of rubbing. But yeah, a lot of maintenance, a lot of stuff to watch for. And then that's just that. Then you also still have the boom. And there's a boom.
the boom is a little bit bent.
I guess the boom ran off hydraulics. There's a hydraulic motor right there. But that whole chain right there, big long one, is run off hydraulics. Then you have all the moving parts of all that. So you have the coulters and everything. Just a lot of moving parts. But they're gonna get this all, he's just about done. They're gonna get it all greased up. Josh is over there trying to get that chain. It looks like he's tightening some roller chains and getting it greased up. And then hopefully here shortly they'll be digging some taters. And if you can't see, we put eyes on our tractor. There's some little LED moving eyeballs.
I can change a lot of stuff.
It's hard to see on the camera. The camera flickers as they move.
I can do caution.
We have eyeballs on the tractor now. That's cool. Got all the chains on running. Got to oil all the chains up now. That set's done. We've got some on the back, some on the back side over there, and some over here in the front. And then the chains will be good to go. Oh yeah, there's some right there too. But I gotta go. I actually need to go check. I have to go drive past one of the new fields we're renting for next year. And it still had potatoes in it the last time we saw it. So I need to go drive past it and see if they've harvested the potatoes. If they have, then I can go in and chisel plow it, because we're gonna be putting that into fall wheat. So I'm gonna go drive past and see if it still has crop in it. Okay, well, it looks like they've harvested all the potatoes out of it, so I can work it up. Good deal. All the trucks are warming up. They're getting ready to go dig. Hopefully they can dig without anybody getting stuck. I know the trucks weren't getting stuck. It was the tractor that could not dig. It was just spinning all the tires. So hopefully they can dig, and we'll come back later and see what the progress is. Okay, I just got out here to the field. This is the very first potato field that we dug, and now I'm chisel plowing it. Normally we would disc this, but with these discs on the chisel plow, it cuts the vines really well, and the chisel plow works it up great. So I just did one little pass right there because I got mudded up on the end, but we're gonna grab this little depth thingamabob, this thing. We're gonna see how deep we're going. We want to go about, I don't know, 8 inches or so. So this is for the grain. This will be going into grain, so we don't have to go quite as deep. And we're not going super deep. So I probably need to go a little bit deeper than that. And I can feel that's hard. And we're only going maybe 6 inches. So I need to drop it down some more. And yeah, we'll keep going here. It looks like, I mean, it's doing a great job. This dirt is really wet, which honestly is fine, because we're going to be planting fall wheat into this, and the moisture is a good thing. So I'm going to go adjust the depth. Yeah, I was mudding up on these back rollers. I did the very end of the field. Might be a rock right there, but I did the very end of on the end of the field, and there was a mud hole, and that back one just plugged up. So all right, well, I got to adjust my depth, and then we will keep on rolling. Right, stopped. So I did the other side of these wheel lines. Now I'm kind of working over here, but I need to, as I get to where the motors are, I need to roll these over so I can do right here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll them out of the way. And then I'm also gonna check my depth one more time. I adjusted it and haven't checked it yet. Where the truck tracks are, because this is pretty wet. We got a lot of rain and it really has not dried that much. So where the truck tracks are is still really wet because the rain hasn't had time to soak in. Where it's not too bad. But this is packed hard and now it's wet. So when I'm going where the truck tracks are, the tractor really bogs down. But that's why we're running the chisel plow versus the disc, because the disc wouldn't dig in and really chew those up. So by running this, we can just come right behind it with the drill as soon as spud harvest is over and plant some wheat. Let's get these things moved. This one only runs at full RPM, if you can even hear what I'm saying. All right, got those moved. Now let's go check our depth. So I measured, and I believe there was a tape line here, but this tape line is 10 inches. So this is 8 inches. So we want to be somewhere in this area. If I line up with one of the front shanks, come down. Looks like we might be a little deep. We're probably 10 or 11 inches there. Now if I line up with a back one, come down where I haven't stepped, it's about the same. So the fact that they're about the same tells me that I'm level front to back. So that's one thing, is you can level these front to back. Nice thing about Lemken equipment is you can adjust everything on the fly in the cab. You don't have to get out and change anything, put blocks in or anything. You can just adjust it. It's all these rams and stuff. There's actually a depth gauge right there. So I just need to lift it up just a little bit and we'll be good. And because the front shank is going the same as the back, that's how I know that my depth, or that my level, is good. So now I just know I gotta lift it up just a little bit, which would be good, which means I can go a little bit faster. I'm gonna adjust my depth while I'm just sitting here. Go about there. So we're at like 4.5 on the depth. Now let's take off. Now I got those discs. I put the hydraulics weren't plugged in for the discs, I don't know why, but the discs help chop the vines up a little bit so they don't get plugged up on the shanks. And that's why we like the Crot 10, because it has the discs. But yeah, the discs are chopping, throwing stuff, and then the shanks are just ripping into those tracks and all the packed spots and just getting it tore up. Looks nice and smooth coming out the back. Real nice. It'll look a lot nicer once the ground dries out just a little bit. Right now it's still kind of cloddy because the dirt's still pretty sticky. So once the ground dries up in a couple days, it will do a little bit better job as far as smoothing it out. But I think it's doing a great job. I mean, a normal chisel plow, any other brand of chisel plow will just leave it chunky and tore up. This one leaves it nice and smooth. It seals the ground so you don't lose any air moisture to evaporation. Just does a great job. Okay, well, I got a call that some trucks were starting to get stuck in the field. I guess there's some pretty soft spots. So I'm actually headed out to the field to pull out trucks. Now, I don't think there's anybody stuck right now. Josh and Trevor went and pulled out I think 3 trucks. So nobody's stuck right now, but I guess I'll just wait out in the field just in case somebody gets stuck. I can pull them out. So that's where I'm going. I just got out here. Whoever was out here before did not coil up anything. Looks like they pretty well destroyed the soft shackle. That's not gonna be very strong anymore. It's been sliced. It's all just laying here on the ground. What the heck? I don't know who didn't coil this up or who didn't use the soft shackle correctly. You're supposed to have this part over the rope so it doesn't get cut. Somebody doesn't know what they're doing. There, got it all wrapped up. That's how it should be. Although, I don't know how good that is anymore. I'm gonna text Yankum and see if that's still good to use. It looks like it's cut an entire 1 or 2 strands of this rope. But this is a 210,000 pound rope or soft shackle. So probably still be okay, but I'm gonna check with them just to make sure. Well, I thought the crossover was broke down, but he's just waiting for Christopher. He's at the other end coming this way, but he's only got 1 truck. Okay, here's another truck. My dad's gonna go down and come back to hopefully dig 16s before Christopher gets here, because that would make it a little bit quicker. Okay, well, we have another stuck truck over there. Harvester's right here. Not sure why he stopped, but he is. So I'm gonna pull out this truck. I really just think I need to pull him to this hard-packed road. He's just dragging bottom over there in the softness. So we'll get him over here onto the hard pack and he should be good. Okay. Soft shackle is a little cut, so it does make me a little nervous. But I think it'll be good. There we go. Should be able to just get them onto the hard packed area and should be able to make it out. Ideally. I can only hope. Well, I told him to the hard pack to see if he could drive out on the hard pack. This is one of our more gutless trucks. He's barely creeping, but he's still going. I think I'll just follow him to the other end of the field just in case he gets stuck. It looks like he might already just about be stuck. He made it. Barely. Just creeped along the whole way. Harvester's going on a new round. Just digging along. Hopefully no more stuck trucks, but I gotta wait out here just in case there is. Well, I haven't had to pull out any more trucks since the last truck. I've been out here for, I don't know, a couple hours. And I'm gonna run over and check the hay because we have hay cut. And we don't really know what we're doing with it. There's a dairy that might come chop it and silage it, but we need to check it and see what the moisture level is, see if we can fluff it. We do have a fluffer now, so, or a tedder, whatever you want to call it. There's a hornet in here. But I need to go check the hay, see how dry it is. And then maybe I'll go back out in the chisel plow. I don't know. I don't feel like they really need me out here for the one truck that gets stuck every now and then. But let's go check the hay. All right, well, this field was sprayed and killed, so everything's yellow, including the hay. Very yellow, very dead, very dry. Down here underneath, okay, there's still a little bit of green, a little bit of moisture there. I think if we raked this, it and let it dry for like another couple days, we could probably bale it. But then there's a dairy that kind of wants to chop it. So it's like, we just don't, We just don't know if we're baling it or if we're chopping it. Because if we're chopping it, it's a little bit different process than if you're baling it. Because if you're baling it, you need it to be super dry. But if you're chopping it, you want a little bit of moisture. So it'll feed into the bag better. So hopefully we can figure out what we're doing. The hay, I think, could be raked right now, at least this field. Next week, well, it could possibly rain this weekend, and then next week the high is only like 55 degrees, so it is not going to dry very well. I think chopping it would be the best option, honestly. So hopefully we can just have a dairy come in and chop it and be done with it. But next year we're gonna let every crop grow a couple more weeks before we cut it. That way we should only get 3 pretty heavy tonnage crops that'll probably be a little bit lower feed quality value, which if we had lower feed quality value, it'd be easier to sell because all the feedlots and stuff want lower quality. All the dairies want the high quality, but a lot of the dairies around here are really struggling to stay in business. So all the dairies go out of business, we won't have anybody to sell our hay to. So maybe we just need to buy some beef cows and feed our hay to our own cows. I don't know. Lots of options. Who knows? We're just trying to get through this year. Just got back here to the shop. I'm gonna go out in the chisel plow again here in a minute. But I thought I would come look at the potatoes before I go to the chisel plow, because I'll probably be out there till well after dark. And I want to see the potatoes while it's daytime, and I'm sure you guys do too. So let's go walk over here and see how they look. I know they've been fighting mud on everything. All the rollers and everything have just been mudding up. So hopefully we can get into a little bit drier spot. It's not as funny. I mean, you can see the mud build up right there, just underneath the potatoes. Just building up on everything. I mean, the potatoes look really good. They look really clean, but there is a lot of trash coming out over there. These potatoes look great. These are Burbanks, russet Burbanks. They all look really good size. And from the looks of it, you guys won't be able to see, but way over there on that little piler, I can see we don't have a ton of eliminators, which is great. We need less eliminators. Just grab one of these taters and look at it. Looks like a nice, really nice potato. They look good. They don't look like they're skinning or anything. So that's good. Gotta fill them up. Now potatoes like this that have this little nub on them taste just the same, but I'm sure in processing that will get this potato kicked out. They don't want the ugly ones. They want the perfect ones like this. Now, russet Burbanks, they don't have the light skin as much, so they have a little bit darker skin, and it looks like they're all doing pretty good. So here's one that has some lighter skins, but it's not skinning. That is the skin. It's just a lighter skin spot of the potato. So they look really good. Good deal. Piling them up in the cellar. Let's go see how much dirt we're getting. Like we are, this is the eliminator, so we are getting a few eliminators. Not a ton though, definitely less than the last field. Like it doesn't look like we're getting as much dirt, but then you look up at the rollers and it's like, oh, that's why. They're completely mudded up solid. I think I'm gonna get the mud off of these before I go out to the tractor. It isn't perfect, but it is much better. We're losing a lot more dirt right here. These are what the potatoes look like before they go through. And it's not really mud, it's just, this is heavy soil. It just sticks to the potatoes, and then it just sticks to everything. But it isn't really mud, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a clay soil. But the potatoes look nice. I guess that's what counts. We just have to keep fighting mud. Yeah, back in the field. I have to move that wheel line. It would not move because it was out of gas. So I got some gas. We'll fill it up and move it. There we go. Drink it up, little motor. We'll get you going here in a minute. This one's a screamer. Oh my goodness, it's so loud. So it looks like there's a couple rows they didn't dig. Let's see how many potatoes fly up. Oh, there's quite a few I can see. You guys probably can't see them. Oh, yeah, you can see them back there. Yeah, there was a couple rows, because this was a really, really rocky spot. They lifted over a few spots where it was super rocky right here. And yeah, you can see them back there. All right, sun has set. We're still rocking and rolling. We've done quite a bit of this field. Well, I'd say we're over halfway. I want to try and finish this field tonight. I haven't turned my lights on yet because I know at this time of night, my lights will do nothing. Like, here, I'll turn them on. All right, I turned them on. It doesn't look any different. So, it is not dark enough yet for me to turn my lights on. But it's still doing really well. I did narrow up so the implement width I think is 19 feet 7 inches. So I had the track spacing and the implement width set to 19.6, so 19 and a half feet. It was leaving a little tiny strip every once in a while, so I narrowed it up to 19 feet 2 inches, and it is doing a much better job. It's not really leaving anywhere, so that's good. I don't really like to overlap as much as possible, so we're not trying to overlap, which is weird because that side is overlapping just a little bit, but this side's not. I don't know, GPS, who knows? But yeah, we're just rock and rolling, trying to get as much done as possible, so as soon as we're done with potato harvest, we can plant some wheat with that new fancy grain drill. All right, I am almost done. I've finished the field. I'm just doing the ends now, getting them worked up nice. There is a ditch right here that is leaking pretty bad, and I guess we closed our head gate and everything, but it's just running over the boards or running over the head gate, so I don't know what to do there. But it is leaking right here, so I can't work that little spot, but I don't know. It's just one little spot, I guess. Hopefully Christopher can get it planted. Hopefully I don't get stuck right here because it's kind of muddy, and I worked through it a couple times hoping that I could work the wet in with the dry and it'd be good. I didn't have a problem. Good deal. But yeah, I'm gonna get this finished and then head back to the shop and we'll see where they're at. It is about 10 o'clock and they are almost done with that field they were in. So we will see if they're still digging when we get there. He said they had probably about another hour, so I imagine they'll still be going at least for a little bit. But we'll see in a minute when we head back to the shop. All right, just got back to the cellar and let's go see. They definitely put a lot more in than the last time we were in here, but there's not currently a truck here unloading. There's one that's half full that's unloading that I think was broke down. It must have just got fixed, but I think they're broke down in the field or something, because there's no new trucks here. They've been waiting for a truck for a little while, I guess. So let's walk down here, see how the pile looks, see what the potatoes look like. Well, the pile looks good. We're definitely not going to fill this cellar. There's no way. We don't have enough potatoes. Our yield, we kind of knew there was a few fields that were going to have a lower yield, and we knew that. But we were hoping that the rest of the fields would have higher yields to kind of average out and be pretty good. Well, turns out all but like 4 fields did really well, but then the rest of them, they had a lot of little potatoes. They still have big ones, like these Burbanks actually look really good. I think they've been getting less eliminators off the Burbanks. But yeah, our yields were down this year, mainly because of the verticillium. But from what we've heard, everybody throughout the whole valley, like all their yields are down. Everybody's yields are down. So it's not just us, it's everybody. And that's why we're hoping that prices go up, because if everybody's based their how many potatoes they're gonna have and what prices are off of a potential yield of so many acres. Well, once harvest is over and we know actually everybody knows how many spuds they have, then the prices could go up. They're like, hey, we don't have enough potatoes. We're gonna have to pay more to get the potatoes we need. Then prices could go up, and hopefully somebody will be willing to pay for our eliminators because they're short. So, fingers crossed that happens. Just thought I would come down to where the eliminators are being piled in our little A-frame and see what they look like. We did tighten down the eliminators a bit. Like this potato is probably, if it's above 6 ounces, actually if it's above 5 ounces, they will use it, they'll pack it. And I'm pretty sure like this one would be packed. That's definitely above 5 ounces. So yeah, there's some here that could be packed. Most of these, because we did tighten it down, most of them are below. It's like that one looks like right around 5 or 6 ounce. That one definitely is. That's almost a baked potato. But most of them are these little guys, which are delicious. They might actually be more delicious if you like bake them into a stew or mashed potatoes, because on the smaller ones, at least I feel like the skins are a lot less like thick and tough. So I don't know, I might come get me a whole bucket of these little ones and just make a giant pot of mashed potatoes one of these days. Now obviously you don't want to have to peel these ones, because that would take an eternity. I do not want to peel these. But yeah, if you're just making something that you can use the skins, yeah, they were great. They're gonna have nice soft skins that melt in your mouth. All right, I've been standing by the belt picking for like 45 minutes, and I don't know, after looking at the moving potatoes for a while and then I walk away, I'm like dizzy. Potatoes are looking good. Christopher and Josh actually just came in. They are done with all the Burbanks. So we finished all the Burbanks. So those are in the back of the cellar. They store pretty good. These are planning on storing clear till about May. I think that's when they plan on taking the cellar out. So we're just letting the last few potatoes roll in, and then we'll be done for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go down below, hit subscribe. Also, there's a link down there for RMF Club, which is something we started. We send out stickers to random people on the list. If you want to click on that and fill that out, you can get on the list, maybe get some free stickers. We just pick somebody randomly every once in a while and we send them some stickers. So if you want to be on the RMF Club, click that link, fill that out. My name is Big T. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.